Thank you for joining. Leave your name in the comment section if you want me to shout you out. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I like my nails. Shout out to Kawaii Twins. Thank you. Let me write that again because it kind of got a little messed up right there. Shout out to Kawaii Twins. Hi, welcome. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Thank you for being here. Hi. Shout out to Miriam. Hi, write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Merida. Hello, write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Kaylin. Shout out to Mimi. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Anaya. Shout out to Ella. Leave a like if you're enjoying my live stream. Shout out to, is it Larice? Thank you for subscribing. Larice. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to Armand. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Nair. Sorry if I mispronounce her name. Is it Stia Vander? Stian Vander? Sorry if I mispronounce her name. Shout out to Tita, or Tita, sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Fern. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Shout out to April. Shout out to Veronica. Shout out to Chelsea. Shout out to Yuna. Happy birthday. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to is it Nadine? Or Nadine? Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Garcia. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to Shruti. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Rashida. Thank you. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Nicole. Leave a like if you enjoy my shout outs. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Shout out to Nikki. Sorry if I mispronounce her name. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to LJ. Shout out to Brittany. Shout out to Sari. Shout out to Jim. Shout out to Eileen. Oh wait, did I spell that? Oh yeah, I spelled that. Shout out to Darren. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Romy. Shout out to James. Leave a like if you enjoy the live stream. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Shout out to Foxy. Shout out to Navika. Shout out to James. Shout out to Athena. Shout out to Julie or sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Gordy. Shout out to Isabella. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Mary. Shout out to Archita. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Midi. Shout out to Darren. Shout out to Gail. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Raksha. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Lavisha. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Aurora May. Shout out to Shanum. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Sable. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Caitlin. Shout out to Julian. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Helen. Shout out to Alila. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Mercedes. Shout out to Penelope. Shout out to Joras. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the shout outs. I also post other content. I hope you can check it out. Shout out to Zoe or Zoe. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Nyla. Shout out to Grandma. Shout out to Ruffles. Shout out to Kyla. Shout out to Francesca. Shout out to Ira. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Caitlin. Shout out to Jeremias. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Lena. Shout out to Maddie. Shout out to Mosscraft. Shout out to King Bon. Shout out to Jamea. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Shavi. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Arumi. Shout out to Kaden. If I don't get to your name, write your name again. It's because the comments go by really fast. So it's hard for me to write everyone's name. Shout out to Ayesha. Shout out to Arya. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Kellen. Shout out to Mary. Shout out to Sasha. Shout out to Omari. Shout out to Mira. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Jacqueline. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Silas Ava. Shout out to Nicola. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Asher. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Yuche. Shout out to Ching. Or Shing, sorry. Shout out to Araya. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Areni. Shout out to Lily. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Milan. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Sophie. Shout out to Yella. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to, is it Mariuri? Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. I also post other content. I hope you check it out and support as well. Thank you for being here. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Pearl. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Asher. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Jake. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Kyrie. Shout out to Ahmed. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Hadrian. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Maria. Shout out to Shante. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Wyatt. Subscribe if you're enjoying my shout outs. Shout out to Aviana. Shout out to Nabil. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to McKenna. Shout out to Mitsley. Shout out to Renelli. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Courtney. Shout out to Sable. Or Sabelle. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Shout out to Victoria. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to MJ. Shout out to Camila. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Willow. Shout out to Emmy. Shout out to Aaliyah. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jasmina. Shout out to Val. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Wilbur. Shout out to Molly. Shout out to Amelia. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying my shout outs. Shout out to Jasmina. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Jessie. Shout out to Putri. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Avina. Shout out to Amira. Shout out to Jonah. Shout out to Samukel Lumusa. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Rose. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Shout out to Amari. Shout out to Sasha. Shout out to Emery. Shout out to Samantha. Shout out to Ingrid. Shout out to Jasur. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Adela. Shout out to Elle. Shout out to Medina. Shout out to Cindy. Shout out to Javier. Shout out to Pearl. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Kaviru. Shout out to Sari. Shout out to Harsh. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to MJ. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Emily. Shout out to Molala. Shout out to Dimas. Shout out to Ashar. Shout out to Receipt. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Oh, I messed up. It's Receipt. Sorry. Shout out to Felsa. Shout out to Valerie. Shout out to Alexa. Shout out to Brianna. Shout out to Cutie. Shout out to Akshita. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Rishika. Shout out to Becca. Shout out to Axel. Shout out to Sarah. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you for your patience. I'm back. Shout out to Kanima. Shout out to Luis. Shout out to Tristan. Shout out to Donna. Shout out to Joaquin. Wait, did I spell that right? Shout out to Chloe. I don't think I spelled Joaquin right. Shout out to Joaquin. There we go. Shout out to Aurelia. Shout out to Katka. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to Lilith. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Shout out to Kanika. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Kiana. Shout out to Summer. Shout out to Marilyn. Shout out to Raylan, or Rylan. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to Janet. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Laurette. Shout out to Val, happy birthday. Shout out to Zyla. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Anaya. Shout out to Carlota. Shout out to Princess. Shout out to Adriana. Shout out to Marcos. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Fabian. Shout out to Sumaya. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Scarlett. Shout out to Marcel. Shout out to Scarlett without with only one T. Scarlett. Shout out to Olive. Shout out to Cash. Shout out to these people. Sorry. Okay, on to the next page. Thank you for being here. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Whoops. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Cooper. Shout out to Leah. We're almost at 100 likes. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to Isabella. Shout out to Anastasia. Shout out to Drew. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Penny. Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Sarah. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed my live stream. Shout out to Lebo. Shout out to Journey. Shout out to Dot. Shout out to Kiko. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Hazel. Shout out to Tyler. Shout out to Maria. Shout out to Daisy. Shout out to Bella. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. We're almost at 100 likes. Shout out to Rito. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Juliana. Shout out to Mara. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to Jerson. Shout out to London. Shout out to Annabelle. Whoops. I messed up. Is it Annabelle with 2 N's? Yes. Shout out to Annabelle. Shout out to Yanina. Shout out to Marlena. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Iker. Shout out to Matthew. Shout out to Amber. Shout out to Elle. Shout out to Summer. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Ananya. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Lulu. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. We're almost at 100 likes. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Madison. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Rain. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Holly. Only 6 likes away from 100. I hope you can like this live stream. Shout out to Yair. Shout out to Aviana. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to Liam. Shout out to Franklin. Shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to Minakshi. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Auden. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Only 4 likes away from 100. Shout out to Julian. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. We're almost at 100 likes. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Kira. Shout out to Audrey. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jose. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content. Shout out to Rashida. Shout out to Celine. Shout out to Alexis. Rashida, I got you. You're right here. Shout out to Jose. Shout out to Archita. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Z. Shout out to Mayhar. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Anastasia. Shout out to Alora. Thank you for 100 likes. Shout out to Juarez. Shout out to Iwan Sol. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Owethu. Owethu. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Jessie. Shout out to Blairit. Shout out to Allison. Shout out to Lena. Excuse me. Shout out to Adina. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying my live stream. Shout out to Jode. Shout out to Madeline. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. Shout out to Alyssa. Shout out to Christina. Shout out to Jade. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Maureen. Shout out to Fala. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Destiny. Shout out to Nabil. Shout out to let me write your name again because that kind of messed up right there. Shout out to Nabil. Shout out to Halim. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Heba. Shout out to Moise. Moise. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Boomas. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Tamana. Shout out to Michelle. Or what was it? Michelle. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Lauren. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying my live stream. Shout out to Henry. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Timothy. Shout out to Jasleen. Shout out to Sally. Shout out to Willow. Shout out to Gion's girl. Shout out to Nicholas. Shout out to Sarai. Shout out to Aiden. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Ephraim. Shout out to Katie. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. Shout out to Barrett. Shout out to Hartley. Shout out to Sia. Shout out to these people. Please subscribe if you enjoy these shout outs. Also check out my channel. I post other content. Thank you so much for being here. I will do another live stream tomorrow. So please subscribe so you know when I am going to go live. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time to write your name. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.